When Tyler and Cole Northrup go kayaking,
Grab them. Yeah, let's get them one at a time.
the father-son duo sets off
Okay, all right.
in style.
In 2010, I decided I was going to build a boat. 500 hours later, I had a boat, and that's this one you see. I didn't learn my lesson the first time, so I built a second one. That's the one Cole's in.
These are nice, dude. I don't know how you did this. These are crazy.
With such carefully crafted kayaks, Tyler, a Good Samaritan Society leader in Sioux Falls, thought a special family adventure would be a great way to paddle into summer.
We decided on a 2-night, 3-day Missouri River trip in our kayaks, where we'd camp out on islands in the Missouri River.
2 days into the trek,
The river wasn't flowing like we thought it would, so we had to paddle. Went 30 miles that day. At one point we were tracking paddle strokes, and I'm pretty sure we did over 30,000 each. So by the time we got to the island we were going to stay at, we were spent. Be a pretty good way to say it. So we beached our kayak.